You hear about AI all the time, right? The breakthroughs, the crazy new apps. We always talk about the software, but what's actually running it all? That's what we're diving into today. We're talking about the hardware, these unseen powerhouses that are doing all the heavy lifting. These are the machines that are, no joke, building our future.
So yeah, what is powering this whole AI revolution? I mean, what's the actual hardware? The real-world nuts and bolts that make all of this magic happen? It's a great question, and it's what we're here to answer.
I mean, think about it. This stuff is everywhere. You see that mind-blowing AI art popping up on your feed? Yep. Scientists discovering new life-saving drugs? You bet. And hey, what about that recommendation engine that somehow knew exactly what movie you were in the mood for last night? All of that, it's all powered by a very, very special kind of computer.
All right, let's get into it. The name of the game is GPU HPC server. Now I know, that sounds super technical, maybe a little intimidating. But trust me, the main idea behind why these things are so powerful, it's actually pretty simple to wrap your head around.
Okay, so what is it? At its core, a GPU HPC server is just a high-performance computing server, but it's one that's been specifically built, I mean engineered, to just demolish the heaviest workloads you can throw at it. We're talking about the kind of massive brain-melting calculations you need for AI, for machine learning, and for running these incredibly complex scientific simulations.
And this, right here, this is the key to everything. To understand these machines, you've got to get the difference between a CPU and a GPU. Think of the CPU, the brain in your regular computer, as like a brilliant but very focused manager. It's great at handling a few really complex tasks, but it does them one after the other, sequentially. But the GPU is a whole different beast. It's not a manager, it's a massive workforce. An army of thousands of little calculators all working on simple tasks at the exact same time. It's a parallel processing powerhouse. And for AI, that ability to do a million things at once, that's the secret sauce. That's everything.
Okay, so now that we've got that fundamental difference down, let's do it. Let's pop the hood on one of these things and see what really makes these supercharged servers tick.
When you look inside, it really is like a dream team. The CPU is still there, acting as the manager, directing traffic, making sure data goes where it needs to. But then you've got the GPUs, the huge specialist workforce. That's what's actually cranking through the AI and HPC tasks. They have their own super fast workspace, that's the GPU memory, or HBM, and the whole thing is tied together with these high-speed communication networks, the interconnects, making sure everyone can talk to each other without any delays.
But here's the thing, it's not just about having those basic components. The real magic, the stuff that gives these servers their jaw-dropping speed, comes from a couple of very specialized technologies that are designed to do one thing, push performance to the absolute edge.
First on that list, tensor cores. Okay, so if the GPUs are your specialist workforce, think of tensor cores as the super elite special ops team that's built right into the GPU itself. Their mission is simple: accelerate one specific thing, the matrix math that is the absolute bedrock of modern AI and deep learning. They do that one job, and they do it faster than anything else on the planet.
Okay, so you've got all these powerful GPUs, but how do you get them all to work together on a giant problem without tripping over each other? How do you avoid a massive data traffic jam? Well, you give them their own private superhighway. It's called NVLink. It's a direct, high-speed connection between the GPUs that lets them share insane amounts of data way, way faster than a standard connection. It basically lets them act like one giant unified brain. All right, so we know what's inside them now. We get the tech, but who's actually building these incredible machines? Who are the big players putting all this together? Well, it's pretty much a who's who of the biggest names in computing. You've got your established giants, HPE, Dell Technologies, Lenovo. They're all building these kinds of servers. Then you've got specialists like Supermicro, who are huge in this space. And then, of course, there's NVIDIA. They kind of go a step further because they don't just make the GPUs, they actually build their own complete, fully integrated AI supercomputers. Those are the famous DGX systems. Okay, so let's pull back from the hardware for a second. We've seen the guts of the machine, we know who builds them. Now let's connect all this amazing tech back to the real world. Where are these things actually being used every single day? And honestly, the impact is just staggering. I mean, these servers are literally the ones training the huge AI models behind services like ChatGPT. They're in labs, helping scientists simulate everything from future weather patterns to the molecules for brand new medicines. They're on Wall Street detecting fraud and running risk analysis in fractions of a second. They're in Hollywood, rendering those stunning, photorealistic visual effects you see in the big blockbuster movies. And yeah, they're even powering the recommendation engines on platforms like Netflix and Spotify.
So, if you take away one thing, let it be this. That core ability, that massive parallel processing power we talked about at the beginning, it's not just a cool technical spec. It's the fundamental engine that's enabling massive breakthroughs in pretty much every part of our lives, from science to business.
And you better believe that for businesses, this all translates into real, tangible value. You can train your AI models faster, which means you get your products to market quicker. This kind of raw power is what makes crazy new things like generative AI even possible. And at the end of the day, by slashing the time and money it takes to do these huge projects, the return on investment is just incredible.
So, when you put it all together, it becomes pretty clear. These aren't just servers in a rack somewhere. They're more like the foundries that are forging our future. They are the brains behind this whole next wave of innovation. Really, they're building a world that we're only just starting to imagine. And that leaves us with a big question, right? What's next? What are they going to build tomorrow?